Hello friends, and welcome to the Lovely Place channel. The channel that's like a box of chocolates because you never know what you're going to get. Today's film is all about the Hoover H-Wash 600, a 12 kilogram A-rated washing machine. So hang on to your hats and let's go. If, like me, you associate the word Hoover with vacuum cleaners, they also do washing machines and other household appliances. Our previous washing machine was a very loyal Bosch. More about that one to follow in another film. This film is all about the Hoover H-Wash 600, but I do digress a little along the way. I'd like to explain why I chose this new machine over and above all the other makes and designs on the market. Here are the reasons for my choice. I wanted a larger drum, as we have dog beds, washable rugs and duvets, which are all large bulky items that never washed properly in our regular size machine. It seemed logical that when it was time to replace our old machine, it should be for one with a larger capacity. More about that large capacity later. I also wanted a machine with an A-rated energy certificate. Our old Bosch model WAB 28061 GB05 seemed to be a B or a C rating, and those washing machines are still for sale now, or similar models, for between £379 to £399. I also wanted a washing machine that has really simple controls. No standby clocks, no red dials, no lights. With these three criteria in mind, I grabbed a friend and we went to the last remaining appliance store in town. Yes, I could have bought it online, but there's so many factors to take into consideration, and being able to see a row of machines up close in real life, to open and slam the doors a bit, check out the drawers and compare them side by side really helps. There are only 3 or 4 larger capacity washing machines in the store, so that also helped me to make up my mind. The human brain can go into meltdown when it's given too many choices, and having to pick between just 3 or 4 made the process a whole lot easier. Then it was a matter of comparing the controls. It was my friend who commented about the lack of LED display on the Hoover model, so it was that and the fact that I really loved the Hoover logo, designed by Henry Dreyfuss in the 1930s. It reminds me of my childhood, sturdy, dependable, timeless, and that's what swinged it in the end. But while researching my facts for this film, I discovered that in 1972, the bodies of Henry Dreyfuss, aged 68, and his wife and business partner, Doris Dreyfuss, aged 69, were found in their garage by Dr. Evans, who'd been called to the building by the maid. It was discovered they had committed suicide together by carbon monoxide poisoning. They'd left letters and instructions which disclosed that Doris had been terminally ill at the time. It's a very sad end to such a talented team. But I digress. This film is about the Hoover H-Wash 600. Having taken the decision to buy in store rather than online, the next problem was how to get it home. They didn't have a model available in the store, so I was saved from having to try and squeeze it into my car. Usually there's a £25 delivery charge, which the salesman reduced to £5 when I asked if he could do me a deal. So it's always worth asking. They charge £25 to take away your old machine, but as we dissect all our old machines for parts anyway, this wasn't an issue. If you'd like to subscribe to the Lovely Place channel, you can watch the Bosch autopsy movie I plan to make as soon as I finish this one. The machine was bought on Friday and delivered the following Monday, which suited us just fine. And now we get to the part of the movie about first impressions and how everything works. Let's start with the unwrapping. Shame it's got polystyrene, which is notoriously unrecyclable. I did use some of it in my garden. If you want to see episode 4 of my Dobie's gardening series, it's on YouTube. And we discovered some mysterious oil marks inside the packaging. Most unusual. It's always wise to be very careful opening a new expensive appliance, as anything that's not 100% right can usually be rectified at this stage. They're expensive items after all. Luckily, when I was in store, the salesman told me all about the bolts on the back of the machine that need removing, but no one told us about the odd piece of cardboard and 4 plastic nubbins that came with the washing machine. We examined it for quite a while until we decided the machine would probably work fine without it. Even though we downloaded the app, we still never got to the bottom of what it was for. And we get to turning it on and starting it up. It's a pleasant little greeting sound. I have to admit, I was horrified to discover it has an red LED control after all. The controls are not particularly intuitive. Why call a cycle sports? Just stick with temperature, time and level of soiling. But I have to accept I have a machine that can do more than my old one. Like the steam setting, for instance. I'm unlikely to ever use it, but you never know. And then to loading the machine. It takes so much more laundry than the other one, obviously, which has a whole set of issues that I had never considered until now. In order to run a washing machine efficiently, it should always have a full load. No point in getting a bigger machine and only ever half filling it. This machine is supposed to cleverly work out the size of the load and adjust accordingly, but even so, a bigger drum means you do less washes. But it means you need a larger laundry basket, which then means you need to wait longer between washes to generate enough to do a full load. That's all very well if you have an endless supply of clothes, but we have a finite amount of clothes we wear to work, and with a longer time between washes, we're going to need more work clothes. And then we're going to need a bigger clothes horse to dry them, a longer washing line outside, more pegs, and bigger drawers to keep all the extra clothes that we need. These things had never crossed my mind. Not to mention the larger load needs a bigger washing basket and stronger arms to lift all the wet laundry. How did I never even consider all these things? And that's why I'm making this film, to show and tell you all the things about getting a bigger washing machine you might not have considered. I've basically bought a bigger machine to wash 15% of the washes that need a bigger machine for. As we unpacked and installed it, which is quite easy, we encountered another problem. The machine fits under a standard countertop. If anything, it's slightly shorter than our old machine. And it's the same width as a standard machine. They can make the drum bigger by making the machine ever so slightly deeper, so it juts out from under the countertop a little more than a standard size. But that's not the problem. It's the very much larger door. In order to be able to open the door and it clear our fridge in the little kitchen, we had to move it further along the counter away from the wall, which caused a domino-like effect of adjustments. A few centimetres further from the wall meant the drawers we keep our plates in no longer fit, and we had to find somewhere else to put them. And then I had to educate my husband that you don't mix whites and colours. He thought a bigger machine would mean we just empty the entire contents of the laundry bin into the machine. I cannot stress this enough. You must separate your white items from your coloured items, or accept the fact you never wanted white items in the first place, and chewing gum grey is the new black. Then there's the other thing about the door I don't like, and it's not just on this machine, it seems to be a trend, to make them big and black, hiding the washing. Why? Anyone with a toddler, a puppy or a kitten knows the fascination of watching the clothes going round and round. It's a visual delight, and for some reason it's no longer acceptable to have this small guilty pleasure anymore. One last thing about the massive door. I understand it's so that you can get your massive load of washing in and out, but you can't open the soap drawer when the door is open. This didn't happen on the old Bosch. And it's also wobbly. The hinge on a bigger round door makes the whole thing more wobbly. Now here's an idea. Why not make the door square to hang the hinges on, but with a round porthole window? You could solve both the issues in one go. And now at last we get to starting up the machine. We did our first load. It took over 2 hours, but we could also boil a kettle and have some toast at the same time. We couldn't do that with the old machine as the electrical surge of power tripped the fuse. The machine is quiet, the machine is stable, even on a spin, which was good because it weighs a lot less than the old machine, which had 2 large pieces of concrete in it to weigh it down. And when the wash has finished and you open the door, it makes a cute little sound and the lights go off. I'm so glad there's no standby lights. You know they really irritate me. I was also irritated by all the stickers on my machine to download the app. Why would I need an app to have a washing machine? You thoroughly modern millies might like to start your washing off remotely or be reminded to buy more washing powder, but I don't need that stress in my life. I rang the number to activate my 10 years parts guarantee. Can anyone tell me the difference between a year's warranty and a 10-year part guarantee? If a part goes and they replace it, surely that means the machine is technically guaranteed for 10 years, not just one. Immaterial, as the line went dead and I was told to try again another time. So now we're coming to the end of this little review. It's early days with this machine. I might make another film about it when I've got to know it a little better. It seems to wash well, and we hope it will take care of all our laundry needs for at least the next 10 years, like our old machine did. I'll end by saying that if you liked this film, please tune into the next one, which is all about the deconstruction of our Bosch washing machine. In it, you will see how the machine broke, what we discovered when we took it apart, and how we intend to recycle the parts so that most of the machine will never end up in landfill. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more original content from the Lovely Place channel. And that, my friends, is the end of another little film from the Lovely Place channel. Thanks so much for watching to the end. If you enjoyed this movie, there's plenty more where that came from. Just click on the like and subscribe buttons for updates from the Lovely Place channel all the time. Bye for now.